Last question from another one of my members, Andrew Karayuki, 7231. He said, if you look back on your life, what is your biggest regret? Also, what is the biggest lesson in all your failures?
Well, my biggest regret is that I got involved with drugs. Um, and I don't, and I don't mean to get it twisted um, that I hate that I sold drugs, because I don't. You know, it is what it is. It's something I got into that was part of my history. But me being the logical thinking person that I am right now, I know that had I not got involved with drugs, I would have figured out another way to get some money. Uh, because that's the way that my mind works. My mind is always trying to figure out how to better my position. So yeah, I wish that I never sold drugs. You know, that I would have taken my time and figured out a different way. And what was the other question he said?
What was the biggest lesson in all your failures?
Biggest lesson probably would be, mm, be a critical thinker. You know, even with selling drugs, had I been a critical thinker, I could have took the money that I made from selling drugs and really set myself up well. Or, you know, now I look back at my life and I say, oh, you could have took $1,000, your first $1,000, you could have quit selling drugs and never sold drugs again. So just being a critical thinker, you know, being able to look at a situation and figuring out the best way to do it.
Yeah, and I just want to say this before we sign off. And I feel like a lot of adults have a problem with this concept. From kindergarten, you start going to public school or private school.
Yeah, public.
Usually public with most people,
Yeah.
right? Including myself.
Mm-hmm.
You go through 12 years of public school, right?
Right.
And if you're serious about your career, you'll then do another 4 years of college, right? So you do 12 years of this one program, then you do 4 years of another program. Then some people go and get a grade. No, if you want to become a lawyer, that's going to take another 2 years, and you have to pass a test at the end and so forth. These are all multi-year commitments that you're doing to achieve a certain type of goal. But I feel like most adults, once they go on their own and become adults, they don't want to put in this multi-year project to get to the next level. Mm. They want to flip their money. They want to do something illegal to try to get some fast money, as opposed to like, okay,
take a shortcut,
as opposed to saying, okay, look, yeah, I'm 22, 25, 30 years old. If I want to accomplish something, it's going to take about 4 years. It's not going to happen in 6 months.
Right.
It's not going to happen in a month and a half. But most people have problems doing that, especially in this whole social media age where you see everyone showing off and
the microwave.
Everyone's flying private jets, even though sometimes these jets are actually parked at the airport and you're just paying to take a photo shoot in a parked jet to make it look a certain type of way. But look, like, you know, and I have a Vlad TV YouTube masterclass that I have, you know, on my YouTube channel. It's $100 a month. And unlike other classes, I don't tell people like, okay, listen, sign up to my program, make a bunch of AI videos, and put in these hashtags, and you'll make $50,000 by the end of the first year. No, that's not going to happen. If you really want to build a serious YouTube channel, it's going to take years. I've spent 17 years doing this.
Wow.
Since 2008, I was the first wave of YouTubers who took it seriously. And every year, the company continued to make more money and continue to grow, and it's been a serious business. But I've been working 365 days a year on this business. The first few years, I was making hardly anything.
Right.
The reason I'm behind the camera is because I was holding the camera. I couldn't afford a cameraman in the beginning. I was holding the camera. Then I'd go home and edit the video. So I just want everyone to understand that anything that's worthwhile is going to take years to develop. You know, NBA Finals just happened. You think any of those guys picked up a basketball a year ago? They've been doing this since they were 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? Not just the players, the coaches.
Or longer.
The coaches, the owners, the general managers, the agents. Like, these are all people that have built up their trade over many, many years. And I just don't want people to say, okay, well, and listen, and I haven't talked to like celebrities. I'm not going to say who, but it's like, I tell people about the stock investing. No, I don't have time for all that. I need something where I can flip my money real quick. Like you hear this from even successful people.
They come to me with that. Hey, you got a way I can flip 5,000
all the time.
in a 10?
Yeah, because people know that I'm about the stocks. Yo, I got 10,000. How can I flip it?
No,
I'm
you
like,
can't flip 5,000
put
into 10,000.
Put it back in the bank.
If I knew how to do that, I'd be rich.
Right.
Filthy rich.
Yeah. I mean, if you take 10,000, you double it 5 times, you got $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just, it's not exactly that.
Any business you go into, I didn't make money when I first started selling cocaine. It took me a while to learn the business, you know. And I tell kids, when I go out and speak to them, at one time, I could tell you what an ounce of cocaine costs you anywhere in the country because I studied the trade, But at one time, I didn't even know what an ounce cost or what it weighed, So you got to learn your trade. And once you learn your trade and become an expert at what you're doing, then the money going to come.
Where was it most expensive in the country during that time?
Oh, man, almost anywhere. Texas, $4,000 for an ounce in Texas. Chicago, Louisiana. All those places was really, really expensive. Cincinnati. All the places I got indicted in.
So if you could get that product to those places, your money's going through the roof.
Yeah. Easy picking.
Yeah, well, hopefully whoever's watching this realizes that it might be easy picking for the first couple of months, maybe the first couple of years, but at some point it all comes crashing down in the worst possible situation. And
in 20 years, you could have been working at McDonald's.
Easy.
And had the same amount of money.
Same amount of money and way more freedom.
Yes.
Have access to way more women. Just generally had a happier life.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
That's what it is. Freeway Ricky. Always a pleasure. Until next time.
All right,
peace.